Hey y'all, we are making jelly. We just made muscadine. Y'all see it sitting here on another video. And now I'm about to move right on to Mayhaw while I'm in the jelly making mode. I'm putting some half pint jars into some boiling water in this big canner pot with also the lid, sealing lid. Don't ever use these twice, okay, for sealing. You can use it like storing in your refrigerator. And then some twist tops. I love to sterilize all of mine for 10 minutes. I have some Mayhaw Juice. John picked these for me just last month. I was working, doing something, and he went over there and picked it real quick. Isn't it pretty? I'll show you up close. And I juiced it off. And if we've got time at the end of this video, we'll take a little walk this afternoon, and I'll go show you my Mayhaw trees. They grow here in Louisiana. I've got 4 cups of the juice that I juiced. I just boiled them, then I covered them and let them steep overnight, and then I squeezed them through cheesecloth. Okay, that's the only thing I did. Just barely cover them with water, boil it for about 20 minutes, turn it off, put the lid on, and totally let it sit overnight and steep, and then drain it through cheesecloth. And I do squeeze mine, okay, and it never makes my jelly cloudy. I'm just saying. Okay, I've got to get these 4 cups to a boil like this. Put my lid on my jars. All right, y'all get sterilized for 10 minutes. And now into this, I like to use powdered pectin. And on my other video, I went into great detail between powdered and liquid, okay? Powdered seems like it never fails on me, okay? The liquid you put in after the sugar, and the powdered you put in prior to the sugar and prior to heating it up. So I better get this in here, right? Because I know I turned that fire on. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Yes, I am. And I've got to get this totally dissolved in there. And then I'm going to bring my Mayhaw juice up to a boil with all of this totally dissolved in there. And then we will add our sugar. All right, we have brought our Mayhaw juice 4 cups to a boil. So now we are going to add 5 cups of white sugar. Stir that in really well. And you know our pectin's already dissolved in there. That's what I like powdered better than liquid, because the liquid you put in after your sugar and after you've been letting it boil. And it seems to me, my opinion, that sometimes it doesn't always gel my jelly as foolproof as putting this in here first, because it's had time to really get going. And that's real fruit pectin in those powdered packages. And it just ensures that you can get jelly and you don't have to cook it and cook it and cook it. Each fruit has different amounts of pectin. So sometimes you might have to cook it for 10 forevers. That way you get more product putting that pectin in there and a little bit brighter flavor. Speaking of bright flavors, I also put lemon juice. I'm going to put the juice of a lemon, and that brightens it, and also the acidity helps this to stay canned, to stay sealed. You know, we need that acidity there. So I'm doing that with this lemon. But also, I really think it freshens and brightens that flavor. Mayhaws, yeah, we're making Mayhaws. I was about to say muscadine. We just did that. But anyway, Mayhaws have a tart flavor. I can smell that tartness in it, and they're so good. And with the sugar and the lemon, it's just wonderful. Okay, guys, the sugar is dissolved. I'm going to return this to a boil for about 1 minute, and then we're going to do that saucer test. Y'all, it is boiling. Set your timer for 1 minute. Guys, y'all know I always do a freezer test. I take a saucer. All I got is a bowl down here, but I call it the 1 minute saucer test. I take a spoonful of my jelly, and I'm going to ladle it right here in the bowl. The saucer would show better, wouldn't it, right? And then I put it right here in the freezer for 1 minute, and we'll see what it's like. Sticking my head in the freezer, it's actually it's cooler outside than it is in this Keating kitchen. Goodness, I need a bigger air unit down here, don't I? All right, guys, this is our moment of truth. Let me close this way, though. Okay, y'all, our moment of truth. You see how it's staying? And then if I run my finger through it, look at there. We've got jelly. Time to jar. Let's taste it real quick, y'all. Lest I forget. Pretty, isn't it? So good. John's will be so excited. He's been wanting me to make this jelly since he picked the berries for me last month. He's going to be so surprised. And if you've got some foam on the top, like this, can y'all see? Can y'all see a little bit of that foaminess? You are welcome to skim that off the top. John's grandmother, she was old school. She said, that's money, you know, that's product. And John loves it because it reminds him of his grandmother. So I leave it. And he said as a little kid, that was a treat. He would scrape it off the top and he would eat that little foamy jelly bubbles. He thought it was a treat. So I leave it on there for his little benefit. Yes, I do. This just to pull my jars out of this hot water, okay? And I'll get me 2 or 3 out. I'll get me about 2 to do with y'all. Or 3 or 4, who knows? Who knows with Amy? She changes her mind every few seconds. There we go. And now also, I use this wide-mouthed funnel that comes in a Canon set. And I'll put a link to it if you would like, if you're interested. And it helps you to keep your jelly from getting to the outside so it won't seal. It also comes with this little stick with a magnet on the end. And that helps you fish out your lids and your twist tops. You don't know we were fishing today, did you? I'll just fill these jars almost to the top, and I'll leave about maybe 1/2 inch of space between the jelly and the top of the jar. Okay, so I need just a slight bit more. That way it gives it room to seal and to keep that seal. Take a clean cloth and dry and wipe the tops of our jars so there is no jelly or product up there, so it will make a nice clean seal. Then you're going to take your magnetized little stick, your fishing stick, and fish out a lid and a twist top. You might need to use your clean cloth and twist your top on there only as tight as your fingers will get it. Finger tight only. Isn't that beautiful? Out of the 4 cups of Mayhaw, we made 5 half pints and 1 little 4-ouncer. Isn't it cute? I always put something a little smaller because that's a lot of jelly to throw away, right? And that's great for a little gift to someone. As promised, y'all, I brought y'all over here to see the Mayhaw trees. I've got these at Farmerville JC's. Back when my boys were really little, I was working uptown at the vet's office, and they were selling them one day, so at lunch I ran and grabbed some Mayhaw trees, and that's been about 15, maybe 13 years ago. You see they're nice size, and they grow those little red berries on there. And of course, John already picked them for me, and I just made that jelly. But I just wanted to show you, this used to be where we lived over here, and we had a double wide over here before we built our house across the road, and so that's why they're over here. But they're still in one of our pastures.